Hello everybody, Level Dwarf here, and I am bringing you the World of Warcraft Ironman challenge. I said in some of my previous videos that I would be trying this out, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. I love World of Warcraft, I've been playing since vanilla, and I figured this is a decent challenge. So, I'm looking forward to it. I have all the rules right here in front of me so that I can go through them. I just got through reading these. Okay, so here are the rules. 1. Do not die. So, death is permanent. No gear higher than white quality. No enchantments on your gear. Shirts are allowed. Tabards, white quality only, are allowed. No talent specs or glyphs allowed, so you have to go through it without a talent. Skills you have from your class, like Warlock healthstones or Death Knight weapon enchants, are all allowed, since these are available to your class without having to pick a talent, perk, or glyph. Spec or glyph. No primary professions allowed. No secondary professions allowed except first aid. No potions or flasks used. Healthstones are not allowed if you're not a warlock character. No elixirs, except those that count as elixirs for quest. Let's see. Killing blows, total kill percentage must be 75% or higher. Cannot join a party, group, raid, or group with the intention of getting help to further yourself in the challenge. No vanilla TBC or Cataclysm dungeons or raids completed. Break this rule on your character's flag. No Wrath, Pandaria, or Warlords dungeons or raid bosses killed. Break this rule on your character's red flag. No battlegrounds or arenas allowed. This one is kind of old. Guilds are now allowed. They used to say you can be at part of one higher than level 1. They got rid of the entire thing regarding that, so we're fine now. No more than 9 pet battles. Can't boost your character. No food buffs or external buffs are allowed. Class abilities, racial, or personal buffs are okay. So, if, say you're a paladin, you can have kings, but you can't have int, arc int, because that's a mage one, so if somebody gives that to you, you need to get rid of it as soon as possible. So I'm going to have to be keeping my eyes open, make sure I don't get random buffed. No combat or leveling guide add-ons, which I don't have any. All of my add-ons are nerd add-ons. They don't tell me how to do things in the game. Okay, should not use the heirloom mount before level 20. I don't use it, period, because I can't stand the fucking noise it makes. Seriously, they need to get rid of that noise. I can't stand listening to the motorcycle all the time. Play your character like it's the only one you have on your account. Don't use your account-related boosts, like the Water Strider mounts or anything else you wouldn't already have on a single character for the account. Receiving anything from another character is against the spirit of the challenge. No gold, gear, bags, etc. Play with what you have been given for your lone character. Okay, so those are the rules. I will go ahead and post those down below so that you guys have a working list. I'll post them on every video so that you guys have a working list to see. And up until level 10, it's kind of like the honor system until I actually manage to join the website. Just to prove to you guys that I'm not like cheating my way through this, I will be on the website. And I'll link to the website below. You can go ahead and click on that once I hit level 10 and check my progress. And it will tell you whether or not I've died, whether I'm green flagged, yellow flagged, or red flagged, or if I've moved to the Hall of Honor. But you can actually, I encourage people to go and check that just to make sure that everything is on the up and up with this run through. So, it's going to be a challenge, but I think we got this. So, I'm really tempted to do a hunter, because hunters are pretty beastly even in white gear. But a warlock would be amazing, because I've got the heals, I've got the damage output, and I have the escape abilities. And honestly, what I'm really looking for here is the healing, and the healthstones are just amazing since you can't use potions. The problem is that you're really squishy as a warlock and not as a hunter. Hunters, you're a bit more durable. I say we go ahead and we roll with the hunter. So let's go ahead and pick our face. Right there. Perfect. And we want... let's go with the red hair. Finally, we need a good beard. Every dwarf needs a good beard. Okay, and we are level Ironman. Perfect. Let's go ahead and kick this bad boy off. Ugh. Well, this should be a fun challenge. I'll go ahead and skip the intro since that's not what we're here for. At some point I will do run-throughs as every race to go through the racial quest because they're just so phenomenal.
Great change has come to the enduring halls of Ironforge. Obsessed with the workings of the Titans.
Okay, so skip that. Okay, so first things first, I need to go ahead and do my interface. Display. No. Here we go, action bars. Need all my action bars on. Turn to game. So my setup's a little bit different than quite a few people I know. I actually use my mouse wheel quite liberally. I've got mouse up, mouse down, mouse shift, or shift mouse up, shift mouse down. So a lot of my friends wind up using the various keys around and then maintaining the numbers up here. I just use everything around here, and the numbers are unassigned. Okay. So, we want to slay 6 of these guys. Let's go there and slay 6 of them. So, I'm going to be cutting a lot. There will be a lot of cutting because I don't think you guys want to watch me move around. Like, me just run here, go there. So, we will be cutting all of that out. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm really used to doing this with heirlooms now, honestly. Because, like, in heirlooms, you one-shot everything. It's pretty amazing. Talk about when I started playing WoW. I started playing WoW at the end of vanilla. I remember playing with my friends. They got me a trial account for... They set me up with a trial account for Halloween. Or it was basically the weeks leading up to Halloween. The event had started, so there were pumpkins everywhere. And this was right before the Burning Crusade was released. And I played it, and I fell in love with it. It was difficult because, well, that's what vanilla WoW was. It was very challenging. And I know that people played when it was a little bit more difficult than that, because they did ramp up the leveling speed towards the end. But still, it was very challenging. My first character that I was fully engrossed in was about a month into Burning Crusade. Got Burning Crusade for Christmas, I want to say. I bought it for myself with Christmas money, because I was still in high school at the time. And I made a Blood Elf mage, Hamilton. And I will never forget Hamilton, because I still have Hamilton. And I played Hamilton for years. Hamilton is probably one of my favorite characters. I don't know, after what happened in Wrath, I kind of felt disenfranchised from being a mage, like the whole community did. because mages used to be like, even during Burning Crusade, and I started out on a gnome mage in the original game, but the mages, we had our own little niche. Well, we did decent DPS and everything. We were wanted because, we were vending machines. I mean, that's really the end of the day thing. We were vending machines, and most of us accepted our fate as vending machines. We go and we just start chucking out water, just as much water as we can. Got to get those mana rolls out, and then the portals were another thing. We had a reliable means of making money. Hey, I need a port. I got you, bro. I got you. I'll take 1 gold to port you. Ain't no thing. And honestly, I think I charged like 2 gold for a port, just to help better cover regents. But yeah, I mean, I loved my lot in life as a mage, because I found that to be enjoyable. And with Wrath came some changes that kind of stopped that whole thing. I'm being super inefficient right now because I completely missed one of the quests. I'm so busy talking. And that's when I switched to a Paladin, was mid-Wrath. And I've been playing a Paladin since. Actually, I want to say it was like early Wrath that I kind of switched to Paladin, because I'd made a Paladin, a Blood Elf Pally, back during Burning Crusade, but I never played him. I got him like level 30. He was sitting in he was sitting just inside of Terran Mill, and I leveled him up in Wrath. He was my first alt that I got to level 70 or level 80. Hamilton, of course, was level 80 by then. And I played Yusuf. He was that was the name of my my Paladin. I played him throughout Wrath until they ruined Paladins in Cataclysm. Yeah, I hate the holy system. I make no qualms about that. I think that is the worst thing that ever happened to prot pallies. Because prot pallies, yes, I know they were really easy in Wrath. It was really easy to be a decent prot tank, or prot pally in Wrath, but it still took a lot of finesse and class know-how to be a truly good prot pally tank in Wrath. And I worked my ass off to get to the point where I was everyone's go-to before LFG hit us. Like, I had list of friends that would sit there and be like, "Hey, Yusuf, we need a tank, man. Can you come?" And I was people's first choice as tanks for raids and dungeons. I had pocket healers out the wazoo. I had like 5 pocket healers on speed dial. They were all on the top of my friends list, so I could be like, "Hey, I need a pocket healer for this." Because, when you're truly in that PvE zone, you make at least... And I say back then, because I have yet to experience it with the whole, in the post-LFG, LFR thing, because everybody's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and queue up for a group." But back then, it was... absolutely loved was the social interaction between it, the making friends, because you're like, I need a pocket healer. I need a healer I can reliably turn to and know I will not die, provided I don't do something outside of both his and my skill level. And my pocket healers loved me, because I'd pull massive groups, and I knew how to manage my my damage. It was wonderful, because that was the beautiful thing about prot pallies back then, was a lot of your abilities revolved around damage mitigation, so that you were actually taking less damage at different times. And, you master your cooldown rotations on that, and you're hardly taking any damage for half the fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite things in Wrath. I actually hated Wrath when Wrath was around. Pretty funny. Wrath drove me up the wall. I was like, oh, it's so easy mode, because, I mean, I came from Burning Crusade, and Burning Crusade, there was no hand-holding. Burning Crusade was rough with you, and some of us liked it. Some of us are, you know, kind of masochistic. We like it when the game is rough with us. It makes it more enjoyable to us. Because I don't want a game that holds my hand. If I want a game that holds my hand, I'll go play Mario Party. I want to play something that is fun, challenging, rewarding, and I think that Warlords made steps in the right direction. It didn't, it was not the promised solution to these problems, but it made steps in the right direction. Problems that we have been having. Like, I loved no flying. I'm sure a ton of people hate me for saying it. I love not being able to fly. Because you know what? I went a long time in Outland without being able to fly in Burning Crusade. Because it took a lot of gold to be able to fly. Didn't have it. I remember when a good friend of mine got his... And he was my guild master, for crying out loud. He got his first flying mount. No one else in our guild had a flying mount. He had a flying mount. By the way, I was already level 70, or close to level 70 at this point. I think I was like level 65 when he got his flying mount. No, I was 67 or 68 because I was in Area 51 when that happened. So... because he flew over me in Area 51, and he showed me his flying mount. And it was just so impressive. And the best part was, it was still faster for us to travel on the ground than for him to fly, because back then, flying mounts only, the basic flying mount only gave you 50% or 60% flight speed. You actually went slower if you were flying, but you could go over terrain, making it very good for shortcuts. And so we would actually outrun him to some objectives, and other places he would outrun us because he'd just go over a chasm, and we're like, well, we can't follow him that way. I mean, I've got a lot of great memories with this game. I truly love this game, and thanks Blizzard for making this game. Just an amazing job with it, and I can't wait to play the next game, because Legion, I've been looking forward to Demon Hunters for years now. We all had a sneaking suspicion they were coming. I mean, when we saw Illidan, we were like, oh man, maybe Demon Hunters. Didn't happen. But, now it's happening. I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably play a Blood Elf Demon Hunter, I'm not gonna lie. Night Elves are cool and all, but Horde for life, Loktar Ogar. Never gonna betray the Horde. I know I'm playing a Dwarf right now, but it's only fitting given the name, Level Dwarf. And besides, I think Dwarves are the best thing in the Alliance. Best faction in the Alliance, so. Okay, we need Boar Haunch and Ragged Wolfhide. I'm probably not going to cut most of this video just because, I have been talking about World of Warcraft through it. What I'll do going forward is I will talk in more bursts. So, like, I'll spend 20 to 30 minutes of it during, like, me questing and stuff. So that you guys have something to watch other than, hey, I killed this boar, I killed this wolf. And I'll talk about various things regarding the game. My experiences with it, funny stories that I had. Because, everybody, all the WoW players who have been playing for years have those truly hilarious stories. One of my favorite stories, actually, and I'll go ahead and tell this one this time. Because it is one of my favorite stories. It was back when Wrath first came out. Ulduar had just released, and Yusuf, I had just gotten Yusuf to level 80. And so I was working on gearing him. Well, somebody came up and said, hey, I'm setting up a pug for Nax. 25-man Nax. And I need people. Will you come with us? I'm like, I'm a tank, but I'm a very poorly geared tank. And they said, that's fine, you can be our off tank. We're fine with that. They looked at my gear. They saw I had some epics from doing a couple of the dungeons, heroic dungeons, and they're like, okay, we will take you. And I get into this pug, and I look around, because, I did a few pugs back during BC. They weren't that commonplace because, okay, they were really commonplace, I should say, but it wasn't commonplace for people to want to join a pug, because pugs for the most part, everyone is going to wipe and your repair bills are going to be very expensive. You wanted to be in a raiding guild if you're going to do any raiding in Burning Crusade. And so I was like, okay, I'll do this pug because there's a good chance for me getting gear. Hopefully we can down like the first few bosses. So I get into this pug and I'm looking, and the most is 3 people. There's like a few groups of like 2 or 3 people from the same guild, but for the most part it's just random assortments of people. None of these people really know each other, I found out. And all I can think to myself is, oh god, this is gonna go about as well as that, isn't it? These people are going to, because none of them are from a single guild, they have no experience working together, this raid is not going to last longer than the first wing. And lo and behold, we made it from the beginning all the way to Kel'Thuzad, downing him, no wipes. Not a single wipe. Because I don't know why, honestly. We had a great time in Vent. Great chat. It was amazing. I'm trying to remember when exactly this happened. I know it was just after Ulduar came out. But we went through the entire thing. Pug of people that didn't know each other. Without wiping. And that has been the most amazing experience to me, because nowadays I go in LFR and like these... I'm in there with people and like we wipe a lot on the normal mode things, which are not nearly as difficult as what Wrath had for us, honestly. Wrath gave us a real challenge, and a lot of the content nowadays just doesn't hold up to that challenge Wrath gave us. So, I mean, that's just one of my fun stories. I love that memory. I just couldn't believe it when I saw that happen. It's just so phenomenal. Okay, so I need to report to Grelin, Whitebeard, Camp, and Coldridge Valley. Okay, well, this is about where I'm going to go ahead and stop. Let me kill something real quick. We'll be level 4 when we stop this video. Leveling is going slowly, as you can tell. Kind of par for the course when you're not wearing heirlooms. And this is still faster than leveling back in the day. We'll see how much time was played. Okay. /played. Okay, 17 minutes. Yeah, that's still about faster. Back in the old, the old days, it took you about a couple hours. So yeah, I think standard time was at least 30 to 45 minutes to get through the starting area. So that was to get to level 6. So we're progressing at a pretty good rate. But okay, that does it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and also check out my other videos. And I'm looking forward to continuing this series with you guys. Thanks for watching.